Are you one of those people that took place or participated in my Project 100? And you're thinking, no, but it sounds good. What is it? Well, today I'm going to tell you about Project 100. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Emotion Code Bros Show. Usually, John and I are live here every Saturday at 9 a.m. Today, it's me solo, and I'm going to be talking about the recent project that I started on October 1st, and it was called Project 100. Why? Worked with 100 people. I gave 100 free emotion code sessions away, and I helped people delete 100 food or drink items. Maybe that was you. Maybe you were part of that. So if you were, let us know what the comments are. So today, I'm going to give you a summary of that project, some stats about all that project. Then I'm going to give you the top 5, or I don't think it's top, maybe it's 8, the top 8 food or drink items that I deleted. I'm going to read some comments that people left, and I'm going to answer the question that a lot of practitioners are asking me: how long did it take? How long did it take for you to do 100 free emotion code sessions? I'm going to answer all of that live today. If you're watching live, let me know, say hello, and I'm going to check the comments now, and then we're going to get started with the summary of Project 100 today. So we have Natasha Paula Samuels with us from the UK, Corinne Beach Murray, Kimberly Ola is with us, Dolene Major is with us, and Cass McRae. So people are joining us, saying hello, and I'm recognizing some of these names. So if it was you that were one of the lucky 100 people to have an emotion code session. So in case you're watching live and somebody sent you the video, or you came across it on YouTube, or you're part of my the podcast listeners, today, I'm talking about being an emotion code practitioner. And with the emotion code, we are able, as a practitioner, to identify unprocessed emotions from the past that are causing lots of people's challenges, either physical pain or mental blocks, and in this case, food addiction, food choices. And one thing that I've learned as a practitioner, I've tried to delete sugar and I've tried to delete wheat. And it's very rare that anybody takes a spoonful of sugar and just eats that. So I've learned over the years that I need something specific. So Project 100, I was asking for 100 people and deliver me a specific food or item. I left good instructions. About 4 people left me something that had nothing to do with food. One was smoking and one was something else. So of course I wrote them back and I said it's got to be a food or drink item. But in total, I worked with 100 people, and I started on October 1st. And I ended, I think, on October 16th. And while I launched it, I was in a hotel in Scottsdale for a week. So the first question I want to answer for our practitioner friends is people say, how long did it take? You see, with the emotion code process, you need to connect with the other person with their permission by being their proxy. That means I was working with people all over the world, and they let me connect with them. But the real secret is we didn't have to connect by video. I would get their email. So I'm sitting poolside, I get an email, I see their request email. This is not true. We're saying her name was Betty, and she had Coca-Cola, and she said her severity was a 9. At the pool, with a magnet, I was able to delete the unprocessed trapped emotions that were causing Betty's addiction and habit and cravings and triggers for a particular food item. People said, wow, could people see you doing that? Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a magnet by poolside doing this. Hashtag, I didn't care who was listening. So I want to start off today's program by answering the question, how long did it take? So I put a poll inside the Hangout room, my emotion code Hangout room, and the poll read, how long do you think it took Michael to do a session? And remember, I'm poolside, public. Long. Once I got the email and opened it up, I saw their name, their food item, the severity of the food item. Once I got connected with them using muscle testing, how long did it take? There were 3 possible choices. The first choice was 30 seconds, and 27 people thought it took 30 seconds. How generous of you, thank you. The next response was 3 minutes. That's fair. 16 people thought it took 3 minutes. And 7 minutes, well, it wouldn't have been a good campaign, although I get it. 2 people thought it was 7 minutes. Now, the truth is, I didn't even give you the right answer. Well, I did when I said it was under 30. In most cases, I was between 25 and 30 seconds per request. Poolside, I read it. As soon as I get connected, I identify the trapped emotions that were causing this addiction, and I delete it with the magnet, poolside, and then I was done. So the answer to that question was 30 seconds or less for 100 people each. That's how long it took. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to do a quick little screen share this morning. Well, first I'm going to go say hello and see who's joined us, see if you have any questions. Let's see. So our friends, Polly Pita has since joined us, Maria Laroni, Kareem Beach Murray, 2 weeks, 100 items. Well, also know that I run a mentor group for practitioners. I have 27 emotion code, body code practitioners. Next month's training, I'm teaching them how to do this and why they would want to do it. Yeah, Kareem Beach Murray, don't care who's listening or watching. No, that's my style. Okay, good stuff. John posted, he's watching. He's looking after his baby today, so he's probably got his hands full. Okay, now I'm going to show you the screen share because there we go. So there's Project 100. So were you one of the 100 people? Well, here's a statistic about that. I had 100 people participate and 86 people gave me feedback. Now, part of the agreement was they would give me feedback, but you know what? Maybe they didn't want to tell me. Maybe they lost their email. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I still got 86 people that gave me feedback, and you can read their feedback inside the group. So 86 people gave me feedback. Out of the 86 people, 80% of them, not 80 people, but 80% of 86 people that replied got 100% elimination results. That's pretty good. The truth is I want it 100%, but that's okay. 80% of 86 people got 100%. It could be more, but I haven't heard from everybody. One person has zero change. That's right, one person. I was quite surprised about that, so I gave her another emotion code session, and her subconscious mind said there was a significant reduction in her desire for that item, but she said there wasn't. So I'm going to take her word for that. So zero change. Now, another person emailed me privately and said, I didn't want to post this, but I didn't have much change in what I asked for. She said, I was asking, I won't say her name because she might be watching, she said, I was asking for potato chips with homemade sour cream dipping. She said, I eat a lot of that. So I thought, I don't remember that. So I went back to my notes, and that's not what she asked me for. So that's why she didn't get results. I got the email 2 days ago. Since then, I went through and deleted that item. Okay, so here is the next set of statistics. Food or drink items. Chocolate was a big one. Now, if you go read the comments that people left, some people say, oh, I got my chocolate from a 10 to about a 3. Now, I've been doing this for years now, and there's 2 items that usually take a second quick session, and they're the top 2 items, chocolate and bread. And even Pepsi and Coke. If you think about all the emotions that are attached to bread, even when you were growing up, hot dog bread, hamburgers, sandwiches, and lunch sandwiches, and toast, and bread, and bread, and bread, and bread. And same with chocolate, Halloween chocolate, Christmas chocolate, Easter chocolate bars, chocolate candy, chocolate bunnies, on and on and on. So there's a lot of triggers for that. I did a good job considering most people, when you see the note where I said, hey, thanks for your feedback, my hunch is that that's going to even improve better. What I did for them is that I gave them another emotion code session. And practitioners might recognize this, but the second time we went back to find out what was still left, it wasn't even their emotions. It was inherited emotions from their mom or their dad. And then they would come back a couple of days. So it's really fun to go read that. But this is an interesting list here. 6 people gave up wine, McDonald's food. Boy, McDonald's was a real problem area for a lot of people. It was for me too, particularly around the tall lattes. And so I had to do my little emotion code myself about getting that. Tall latte, that's like a large glass of milk. And I would tell you that I don't drink milk. Like hashtag, yes you do. Having a tall latte every day. So that was various just meant there was like one person was this and one person was cheesies and one person was licorice or something like that. But these were the top lists that I have right now. Good. So, hey, listen, if you're watching live and you were one of the 100 people that had an emotion code session with me, why don't you drop a quick little note here? Let me know what your results were, and we'll go from there. I'm going to check my notes here. I told you how long it took, the top foods, and the summary participation. And yeah, I'm going to read some of the comments that people were leaving. So again, if you're watching live, let me know what your thoughts are. Imagine deleting one food item for you in under 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to do another screen share, and I've just gone out to the room where people are leaving feedback. It's inside my motion code group. I just went to the very top, so I didn't screen any of these. So Elaine Goldman. So she was a participant, Project 100. Mine was cake. Since the session, I did have a small piece of cake to celebrate a friend's 88th birthday. I've noticed the last 2 times I went into Costco, I did not have any interest in looking at the cakes. Okay, that's a good update. Robin Peterson said, mine was McDonald's McGriddle breakfast sandwich with eggs, bacon, and cheese. I used to love the McGriddle ones because of the maple syrup in them, so much sweeter. Now, I do not care if we stop at McDonald's on the way home or not. Thank you, Michael. Yvonne said, it was about my morning coffee addiction. I still like to drink it, but I feel I can easier say no to it, and it's not the first thing I'm thinking of when I wake up. Okay, that sounds like it's an improvement. Garland saying, mine was chocolate. I haven't stopped completely, but noticed a decrease in desire. Remember I said earlier there's lots of emotions to chocolate? Sonia says, another update on the chocolate. I haven't had the huge gotta have it for M&Ms, but I did find myself making a cup of Peruvian hot chocolate and having a chocolate cookie with it, icing on the cookie, a couple of nights ago. However, I did not have M&Ms and haven't made the chocolate since. Now, her item was M&Ms, so if we didn't eat chocolate cookies and chocolate cakes, that's why I said very specifically. The good news is no more M&Ms. One more, I'll read. Jennifer Doyle says, I asked Michael to get rid of bread, and I'm now amazed it tastes so blah to me now. I actually took a bite of my bun at Thanksgiving and was so disappointed at the taste and consistency. I always would have at least 2 buns with butter. I love them. And handed it to my son to eat because I did not want to waste it. Then I had a breakfast sandwich and the bread tasted blah, and it took half the bread off. So these are examples, of what the emotion code can do to get rid of a food or a drink item. So I'm going to go refresh the room, see who's saying what, and what people's comments are. So good morning to Janice Pritchard is with us. And Kimberly saying coffee started a solid 10 and completely gone in one day. Can you imagine 1 day? And she was a 10 with her coffee. Here's Lynn Gregerson. Hi, Michael. Still doing well with no desire for ice cream. Friday nights are usually when I really want a treat, and even drove past the local Dairy Queen to see if I would be triggered. Super easy to just go on my way without giving it another thought. Many thanks. Now, Lynn, thank you for that great feedback. And it's common that people will use this expression. Practitioners, we know this. People will say, I still don't have any pain, or I still don't have any interest. I think with all the things that we've tried in the past to better ourselves or our bodies or our mind, some things stick and they wear off. And well, hashtag, once the magnet comes out, that emotion is deleted. So you can hold your head up high and you can still be doing really well with no desire. So thank you, Lynn, for that. Jenny said he's having a Benny day. That's his son's name. See everyone next week. Yes, hands are full. So if you have a question or a comment, let me know, and I will yeah, I will say hello and read your comments to the rest of the group watching us today. Okay, I'm going back out to the comments there. So I'm going to be teaching other practitioners on how to have this kind of campaign. One thing about the emotion code is that, if you watch the show when we were doing chronic pain, that might be your whole context. I'm thinking, oh, the bros just do chronic pain, and then one time we did constipation show, and then one time we did nasal passages, and one time we did. So unless you're watching every show, you might not know how many things can be corrected with the emotion code. So the reason why I wanted to let a lot of people give this free service for the food group, because I wanted to show them, A, the impact and the convenience that I didn't even have to connect with them. I just read their emails by poolside, deleting the trapped emotions. And in most cases, there was 1 to 5, and they were in the same box. It was pretty easy. So that's why, on my website, I have a list of all the things that we work on. So now these 100 people that might have thought that we just worked on chronic pain, or we help people with heartburn or seasonal allergies or gut pain or whatever, it's like, oh no, it also works with food. So my goal was to expose the emotion code to 100 people, whether they were new or not, for them to have an experience and to get lots of feedback. I mean, I got lots, and I was confident enough to do this. Now, a couple of people I haven't heard back from, so again, maybe they got extraordinary results, maybe they didn't, I don't know. One person said they didn't get any results. That's a pretty good statistic in my world. Okay, I'm going back out to the room. If you're leaving a comment, let's see what questions are. So Loretta Will, can the emotion code help with vertigo and dizziness? Yes, real early in my emotion code days when I was getting certified, you have to do 25 or 30 students or clients. And I worked with somebody with vertigo, and that was way back before I was even good or really, understood the process fully. So I would say yes. Appointments are 25 minutes long, and that item right there might take 2 minutes to clear whatever's causing that. So that's why I say when you book an appointment with me, bring this list, and check them off in your head or to tell me about it. Or you might even have your own list. But I work fast, I'm efficient, I'm effective. And emotion code with dizziness and vertigo, it's not a quick session, but you paid for 25 minutes, so you might as well take advantage of that. Good stuff. Who else has a question? Hey, Barb Broman is saying, did you say when you did the second layer of people that the deeper level trapped emotions were all inherited? Have you always found that to be the case with food? Fascinating. Well, a couple things, Barb. So, and I had to double, triple checked myself because I kept getting the same emotions over and over and over again. And I've been getting them for years, but I thought, this project, I'm putting myself out there to 100 people. So I did the first couple of people, and then, not that I wasn't fully trusting myself, I asked my subconscious mind, is it odd that both people are getting the same emotions? And my finger said, no, it's not odd. And are they mine? No. So they're both individual people. They both have different feelings, right? And then I would say, is it caused by this feeling or this feeling? As soon as I read the feeling. So almost every food item, and I'm not saying this to be broad with every practitioner in the world, this is my own experience. I've done thousands of emotion code sessions, hundreds on food for myself and my friends, and when I'm doing live seminars, I do a meetup group, and at the end of the meetup group, it's called the rapid round, and I get people to raise their hand. Who wants to delete a food item? Okay, you right here. What's your name? What's your food item? Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, done. Who's next? So I do it really fast. I've done a lot. And it always comes up with the same trapped emotion. You still have to muscle test to find it. I'm just telling you my results was shock. It was always shock. Now, I also have another chart. It's called the trauma chart. And I found this to be a pattern, and I double checked, triple checked, make sure that it wasn't my subconscious mind, my own Michael mind. It wasn't mine and not theirs and so on. But when I use the trauma chart, I always got the trauma of self-hatred. And it always came from the opposite sex of the parent. So if I was working with the woman, it was her dad's self-hatred that got trapped. So I had to delete that, the trauma of self-hatred. Not on the emotion code chart if you're looking. And when I worked with the man, it was usually his mom's, and it was only one. You know, the trauma chart has, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30 times 3. It has 90 emotions on it, and there was just one trauma inherited from parents. So when it came to bread and when it came to Pepsi or Coke or bread and muffins and all that kind of stuff, first time there was usually 5 emotions and then 5 hidden emotions. And then always one trauma emotion. And then the second time around, so again, if you go out in the comments and I tell somebody, you know what, over the next couple of days, you might see another difference. I tap back into them through muscle testing, and they would have trapped emotions from their mom or their dad, called inherited emotions. So that is not the model for everybody, but that was the pattern that I saw. And when you do 100 of, you get feedback from 85 or 86 people, and it's, I just notice patterns. So I'll be teaching that next month. So inside the Growth Club, the Business Growth Club. And if you're a practitioner and you want to get a flavor of my teaching style, you can go to HangoutWithMichael.com/Growth Club, and I have a free video there, and it's how to prepare the practitioner's business card. This is my business card. You're welcome to use the exact wording on this card, but you can take the class for free. This is a silent salesperson. This card does the work for me, and take that class. Maybe somebody could type that in the comments, Jennifer Towner maybe. HangoutWithMichael.com/Growth Club for free training on the practitioner's business card. So Barb's given me a wow. Wendy Kyle has joined us. Jennifer's joined us. And yeah, if you're watching, let me know. If you've had an emotion code session on this subject, we'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I'm just going to refresh and see if there's any more comments for today. I miss having John with me today because we usually have, we pair each other off. So, and now I'm trying to have to fill all this time on my own. So if you want me to hang out a little bit longer, ask some questions, give me some feedback. What are your questions? Yeah, okay, Jennifer. Let me see. I think it's HangoutWithMichael.com/Growth Club. I think I would know, and I don't. Okay, I'm just going back out to the comments to see if anybody's left anything. Good. So again, inside my emotion code group, I do lots of free stuff for that group. So this contest that I had, Project 100, you had to be a member of that Facebook group. You can just type in Lozier and go to Facebook and type in Lozier emotion code group. That page will come up. You can go inside of there. You can read the 80 or 90 comments people have been leaving, plus the updates. And keep your eye open for another similar project. I think I want to take 10 people. I want to work with 10 people that are drinking too much in their own head, too much wine, too much beer, or a specific liquor. And again, I'm just doing market research. I've got statistics. I'm going to put together a report on the food items, and I thought, I'm going to duplicate that with. I've helped people in this project get rid of wine 100%. But guess what? I already know it's going to work. But I thought it would be a fun campaign. Okay, doing one more refresh out in the room. And it's taken a few minutes to post or refresh there. Okay, here's how I'd like to wrap up today's show. I'd like to hear from people about what was something that you learned today, either as a practitioner or as the public. What was something that you learned or heard or saw today that was like, wow, that was good information, or that's good to know, or surprised you? Who wants to start that conversation? And let me know what they thought. So. Okay, I'm just going to go back out and read some comments here. Refreshing my comments. Kimberly's saying, did I create the trauma chart? That no, I got that from another source. I don't share that with people, but it is. It's not mine to do that. So yeah, there is a trauma chart. Let's see. Wendy Cow, craving for ice cream is about a 2 now, and chocolate makes me feel ill when I decide I need it. Okay, not pretty, but it's a good update. Let's see. That's it. Got all the comments read. Another refresh. Okay, I think that's it for today, everybody. We had ideally, you learned something new here today. Oh, here's some more comments. I just had to refresh. Barbara is saying connection between self-hatred and the food addiction makes sense. Yes. You know, in the emotion code chart, self-abuse, you know, the trapped emotion of self-abuse is when you abuse yourself, and it could be with food or liquor. It doesn't mean you're picking yourself. It's just or pinching yourself or cutting yourself. That's not that kind of self-abuse. It's mental self-abuse. Okay. Jolene Major is saying, getting rid of drinking alcohol right now. Would this help an alcoholic? Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and I work with the triggers, you know. I worked with a guy that went every day after work. He had all his buddies. He'd been doing it for years. Everybody meets at a pub. It's like, hey, Norm, hey, Norm. Everybody knows everybody. So imagine giving up beer. And he did. He gave up beer. And I had to find, the trigger was, oh, it's 4 o'clock. My buddies are all going to be there by 4:30. And the other, you know, it's just the trigger was, oh, I better buy a case for the weekend. And so I find out all those little triggers are called triggers. And then just the overall craving. I also help people get rid of their beliefs about that. And these are the 4 questions. Who could write these down for me? Maybe Karine, if you're still watching. Here's the 4 beliefs that I ask. Is it okay for me to be a non-drinker? Is it safe for me to be a non-drinker? Am I worthy of being a non-drinker? And do I believe it? Here's the 4 words. Safe, okay, worthy, and believe it. They're all no's. So the first thing I would do was switch those to yeses. Okay. And Natasha's saying she found it interesting about the emotion of shock being common. So actually, I'm going to go to Dr. Brad's book and find out what is the official definition. It doesn't mean electric shock, I know that. So shock says a sudden or violent disturbance of the emotions or sensibilities, extreme surprise, a feeling of being traumatized or stunned. Now, it's not in the emotion code book anywhere, but you know, in my head, I'm thinking somebody was eating that food item when they had the shock or surprise. And that's why bread and chocolate, if you think about all, you know, you're your kid, you're following the playground, your mother makes you a sandwich, or you want to go to school and you're eating a sandwich. So I'm thinking there's lots of shock experiences while they're eating that food and they get locked together. Just like most seasonal allergies are caused by conflict. So when I do somebody with seasonal allergies, I find the trapped emotion of conflict. So what does conflict mean? Well, that means that smell was in the air when you experience conflict. So now when that smell comes back, it triggers conflict. Okay. Wendy Kyle is saying, interesting comments regarding food. I can't wait to watch the replay. Barb Bowman is saying the 4 questions, everybody could help hoarders. Yes. You know, again, I'm mentoring 27 emotion code practitioners, and whenever someone wants a new goal or a new job or a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend, or they want to lose weight, they want to make more money, in Barb's question, they might want to stop being a hoarder, they might want to stop drinking. I always ask those 4 beliefs. Would it be okay for me to have a nice, tidy, clean house? Would it be safe? Am I worthy? So these are standard belief questions, and they come from my NLP background, which is neuro-linguistic programming. They're not taught in the emotion code. They're just what I carried over from my other training. Okay. Janice Burchard, I'm addicted to having sessions with you. Well, that's good addiction. We'll call that a habit. have it with good results. Okay, one more refresh and see if there's anything that people have added today. Been a nice active. Okay, no, I think I got everybody. Okay, everybody, thanks for hanging out. John and I will be live next Saturday, 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And of course, we'll have a new subject for you. If you are still watching the replay or watching live, go ahead, leave comments in the chat area. I monitor all of them and will comment. And if you want to book an appointment with me, I just want to see. My website is removetrappedemotions.com. Matter of fact, I just updated it yesterday. I've been working on it for a couple of months, so even go check it out, removetrappedemotions.com. While you're there, you can download this list and maybe do a session planner or take that as a menu of things that you and I can work on together. So until next week, everybody, we'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out here on the Emotion Code Bro Show. Okay.